All right, from beginning. Good afternoon. This is the pitch for CYSE 494 summer semester. My name is David.
My name is Carlos.
My name is Michael.
And my name's Dominique.
All right, so at this time, we're going to go ahead and get started. So the idea that we came up with as a group was a nonprofit organization called Youth. Stands for Young, Outgoing, United, Truthful, and Humble. So what it is basically is it's a nonprofit organization for children who are growing up in underprivileged homes, or are affected, don't have that perfect home life that some people would, that other kids would have. So, you have the saying, or the rich, the poor, and all that stuff. So obviously there's kids that don't have that same way of life. So they end up becoming part of gangs and getting involved in crime and all that stuff. And one of the biggest things that, those kids go through, because they're not seen as high up as some folks, would be the cyberbullying or the bullying, which could lead to peer pressure from their classmates, surrounded by negative influences. So they might not have the best home life, they might not have the same opportunities as other children as far as sports go, or college and stuff like that, which would then lead to dropping out of school just because they don't have the motivation or the guidance that most children would have. So they're like, what, why would I even bother if I'm not going to get anywhere? And then once you drop out of school, that'll lead to being part of a gang, leading to crime, whether that be theft, larceny, which is essentially the same thing, but different aspects of it. It could even lead to killing. With everything that's going on in today's society, it seems more relevant than it would have been a couple years ago when you just heard about it periodically. And then when somebody gets bullied, whether it be cyberbullying, which is a huge issue, we'll get on into that later on in the PowerPoint. But with that being a huge issue, kids are afraid that they're not going to fit in, so they don't put themselves out there to become part of a club or anything like that. So what the nonprofit organization Youth would do is give these kids a place where they can go and not be judged, not be by their appearance, their ethnicity, or anything like that. And when it comes to cyberbullying, a lot of children don't really understand how to combat that or how to deal with that. So they don't know how to get help. This would be a place where any kind of questions they have, they would be able to ask those questions and get the guidance that they're seeking for the issues at hand. And a lot of times when kids grow up in these type of environments, it's because they're lacking a positive role model, either from home or from school. Teachers might just be, passing the time, doing the bare minimum of what they need to do, but then those kids aren't getting the full aspect of school and then what to do after school. So at this point, we'll go ahead and move on to the next slide.
Okay. So our youth faces a detrimental challenge from early stages of childhood. It is believed that a child is raised within a two-parent household, but sometimes they don't receive that. A two-parent household, the standard is usually that they have love, they are being nurtured, and that they're in a teaching environment. Unfortunately, this is not always the case for all adolescents. Some children grow up with one absent parent, and some, more unfortunate, grow up with two absent biological parents. And how do you how do you think that affects them mentally? So the definition of our future is our youth community. They sit at the pinnacle of our future. When speaking about the youth, it can range from middle school age to high school age children. The adjustment to either middle school or high school can be a rigorous and intricate time. So most youth try to fit in depending on the type of influences they decide to be around at that time. When a child feels a lack of attention or a lack of self-worth, they tend to choose to engage in acts of cyberbullying, gang-related activity, as David was talking about, substance abuse, or even dropping out of school. The main issue with our youth today is that they are afraid of making mistakes. Mistakes can lead to punishment within reality, and it should be a learning tool for them. So one way to combat bad influences within our youth community would be to create this nonprofit called Youth. Youth would stand for young, outgoing, united, truthful, and humble. The organization will teach the youth generation many imperative and critical lifestyle techniques on how to be successful. Youth will be a non-judgmental type of organization for those youth who are currently struggling, or for youth that just want a safe place and a safe environment to make new friends and to learn life lessons. This organization will be used to learn the basic life skills, which would include free tutoring for those who are currently struggling with the school and the opportunities for possible college scholarships. Our organization will offer multiple recreational activities, including a gym, a swimming pool, and even gym equipment. Youth will also offer multiple courses that will help with daily struggles such as cyberbullying, peer pressure, situational changes, resume building, and with help with future goals.
So young students face a lot of issues in their lives today. Bullying and suicide are one of the top issues that our youth deal with on a daily basis. Students can face in-person bullying, such as being at school or even inside or outside their homes from friends and family members. In addition to that, we have the advent of technology where people can be cyberbullied online. They can be cyberbullied through means such as social media like Facebook or Twitter, texting, phone calls, and video messaging. Students that are ages 12 to 17 in middle school and high school are the ones who are affected the most. So what can youth do to help you? Our program will offer young kids a place to feel safe and secure and to make new friends. It will be offered as a nonprofit and non-judgmental organization available to middle school and high school students ages 12 to 18. We would offer courses on how to overcome daily life struggles such as cyberbullying, peer pressure, offer free tutoring, counseling for any students who may have struggles within their homes. We also provide the students with school opportunities to receive scholarships, resume helps, and to prepare for college. Students will also be able to come in and have fun, participate in recreational activities such as going to the gym, having fun in a swimming pool, and we can provide them with computer labs and libraries that make it easier for them to learn and catch up on schoolwork.
So for this program, we're gonna have fully staffed counselors. We're gonna have tutors that's gonna be there to further assist with the students and the youth that need help when moving forward. Because a lot of skills that have been taught in schools in general, they are helpful, but we would want to give them a competitive edge compared to the students that's coming out of other areas that's maybe more fortunate because they have a large community of people who maybe philanthropists and have a lot of money to help their youth compared to some other situations where it's not, they don't have as much resources as them. So we have psychiatric counselors to assist students and youth that go through cyberbullying because it can have a huge impact on their social and mental capabilities moving forward, especially getting older, becoming an adult, and you having kids. You don't want to push that on them where you can just get that released through counseling. And then we can have tutors that will be able to further assist with their ability, because sometimes that can affect if you're getting bullied, maybe you don't want to do schoolwork, you don't want to go out further and try more because you've been pushed to the edge. So with the tutoring, it would help with along with the counseling to further assist to help these kids get to better opportunities that they wouldn't be able to do before. And resume assistance, and also moving forward with them trying to go to better opportunities with colleges. So it's a more comprehensive, and those people who will come in and they will be volunteers, so they won't be like a incentive. They'll be more passionate about it compared to if they had like a incentive, it's like a salary or like maybe making a large amount of money. This is more about the passion to help the children, not just hey, get some money behind it. No, we want you to really help the children. And moving on with the next slide. So all these assistance, these programs, the psychiatric help, the tutoring, and college prep, this will help a large impact on a person's life, as in even in their family, generational, moving forward. It's going to really impact compared to just not having that assistance there, because it plays large roles. And I've seen it with myself or even with others, because I've been to a few counseling events when I was in the military, and I just spoke out to some kids, and I see kind of how it has an effect on children. Just from my observational individual aspect, I see how it can have an impact. So just having that people there, someone older than you, and maybe not too far older, but they can just say hey and just give you some sort of help.
That was my fault. I pressed the button accidentally. So if you still have more to talk about, by all means.
I don't know if I feel like I went over. I was looking at the time. I was like, yo, God. Yeah.
I mean, we
I had
might.
the clock on the side. Yeah.
No, we might have, but it's all good. But yeah, so that's our presentation. We appreciate you listening in, and we'll go ahead and end it there.
All right.